Hello everyone, I'm Bruna, I'm a BI developer and I would like to welcome you to the DevScope YouTube channel. Join me today as we do an introduction to the Q&A feature in Power BI. So, the Q&A feature in Power BI allows you to explore the data using a natural language process. This way, the first step to start using the Q&A feature is to enable the natural language capabilities in your Power BI desktop. Therefore, you need to go to File, Options and Settings, Options, and under the Current File tab, click on Data Load and guarantee that this option, the Turn on Q&A to ask natural language questions about your data, is on. And also, if you want, also choose to share your synonyms with everyone in your organization. Then click OK, and you are all set to go. Simple, right? Now back to your Power BI desktop canvas, you can access the Q&A features through two different ways. You can double click, it's the easier way, and it will be the visual will be automatically created for you to start working with it. Or if you prefer, you can go to the build visual and select the chat box icon there, this one. And as you noticed, this visual has already generated some pre-suggested questions. These are automatically developed by the Q&A visual, taking only into account the dataset fields information that you are working on. And you can, for instance, select one of them. Let's see, I can select the top state provinces by average unit price, okay? And as you can see, it automatically created a whole new visualization for the selected question. It has created a map visual with the top 10 states provinces, considering the amount of the average unit price, which is pretty accurate, right? In fact, if you hover over the largest bubble, you can see that the top one state province in your dataset is a Y, with the average unit price of around $50. Also here, you are able to use the Q&A result as a visual in the report you are creating by just clicking on this button. By doing this, the Q&A visual will be simply replaced by the actual map visual that you've got as a result to your question. So let me just minimize this. So this feature is really cool because it supports you. For instance, while you are trying to develop a new report, you can ask your question, check the result, and if okay, easily convert it into a standard visual in your report. And now that you've just created your first visual with the Q&A help, you can double click on your blank canvas again and keep exploring it. This time, I won't select a question from the pre-suggested ones. In fact, I would like to make my own question regarding this data. Let's see. As an example, I'd like to check what is the sales amount by stock item category. So I'm going to type the question here on this text box. And as you can see, while I'm doing it, Q&A is automatically providing with some contextual suggestions to help me. So as you type, you are also getting immediate feedback and also some visual results. In this case, I'm typing what, and Q&A is immediately suggesting multiple actions for sentence completion. And if I continue to type, what is sale amount, you'll see an orange dotted underline appearing on the word sale. This means that the Q&A is considering sale word as an ambiguous word. So the word sales by itself can mean a variety of different things. There are multiple fields in my dataset that contain the string sale, for instance, sales. Therefore, I need to specify what is exactly the information that I'm trying to get from sale. So I'm going to select what is sales amount here. So, and I'm typing sales amount, and the Q&A will return a solid underline in the string, a solid blue underline in the string sales amount, which indicates that the Q&A successfully matched the string to an exact field in the dataset. Now the Q&A has returned the result for what is the sales amount. However, I didn't finish, and I would like to know what is the sales amount by stock item category. So I will finish my sentence, my question. Sorry, by stock item category. Okay. And now all the words are somehow matched with the fields in the dataset. However, if you can see, the result that I'm getting is a cluster bar chart. I will just open a little bit more. Considering the category as a legend and the stock item in the y-axis. This is not what I was looking for. What I was trying to reach, in fact, was just the sales amount values by each kind of category. I don't want to see the stock items at all. So I need to rephrase my question, and I will start by just eliminating the word stock. I'm trying this. So I eliminated the word stock from the stock item matched field in the dataset, which is in fact a column from the stock item table. So by erasing it, it won't consider the stock item no longer, and it will generate the result I was searching for, which is the sales amount by category. And now I can just resize this along with the other visual that we have here. And now that I'm happy, I can just generate the respective visual. Now imagine that I am a user who does not know this data at all, but I want to start exploring it. And my first question to the Q&A will be, show me the pickles on 2016 just this, okay, and I will select the show me the pickles on 2016 date. As you can see, sorry, missing a T here. As you can see, Q&A is not understanding my question and is asking me to try to fix the double underline terms, or ask it in another way. The double red underline word is in fact the pickles, which is not being matched to any field in the dataset. In fact, as a beginner user, what I was actually trying to achieve was the sales profits on 2016, but I've got confused regarding the correct approach, so I typed pickles instead of sales profits, which is an actual measure in the dataset. So back to your developer role, and to help the beginners, you need to teach Q&A that pickles means in fact sales profit. And how can you do that? You can go to the Modeling tab and click on the Q&A setup, or you can click on this gear icon and the Q&A setup window is popped up. So, in this field Synonyms tab, you can see that there are some tables that are on, that is green, or gray, that is off. Here off you have the employee sales target, orders, and system, for instance. And what does this mean? It means that all the fields in the gray tables are not being included in the Q&A dictionary. On the other hand, the green tables have all or just some fields included in its dictionary, because you are also able to choose which fields from a specific table you want in fact to add to the Q&A dictionary. For example, in the calendar table, you have, for instance, the date field, date ID, that is off. This split between grays and greens that you are seeing here is done automatically by the Q&A feature, because it is considering that the hidden fields should not appear in its dictionary. What in fact does make sense, because if you decided to hide the fields from the users, maybe they should not have also access to them in the Q&A visual, right? Nevertheless, you are free to edit this as you wish. You see that you can turn off or turn on as you wish. So back to what you were trying to do, which was trying to say that pickles mean sales profits. You can go here to the sales table, this one, and go to the sales profit measure, and you can add the pickles as a synonym. But before adding it, please note that the synonyms that appear here by default are automatically generated by the Q&A, okay? Sale revenue, sale income, sale profit, and so on. All are automatically generated synonyms. Now, if you type pickles here and click enter, this new synonym will be loaded along with the other default ones. And another interesting thing is that after loading pickles as a synonym, you see that Q&A immediately provides and loads new synonyms that are in fact linked to the word pickles, such as difficulty. So you are in a real pickle, right? Additionally, imagine that you regret what you just did. You can easily undo. It by clicking in this tab, Manage Terms, and erase it. Now back to your report. You see that the Q&A visual is updating, and most important, you can see that the double red underline under the pickles was replaced by a solid blue one. So show me the pickles on 2000. Let me select here as a date. Show me the pickles on 2016. You have the value for the sales profits, and I will just add it as a standard card here again to my report. Also, you can check if the result is okay by simply replicating it. You can add a card visual here. And you can select the sales profit here. Add it to the card. Select filter on this visual as 2016, and there you go. The values match. Furthermore, and just a quick thing that I need to do before we go ahead, I need to go to the modeling tab again and I need to erase it just to show you something afterwards. So furthermore, and this is really important, let me switch to the Power BI service. Okay. You can provide to users the access to a Q&A visual in the reports that you develop. While they are playing with the Q&A visual as a kind of self-servicing feature, this will be at the same time storing that exact date, which afterwards you as a developer can analyze and get some insights from it. If I type here sales profits by quarter, and I want the one that was here, quarter year, the Q&A returned me the data that I wanted to see, but unfortunately I would like to see it as a trend line and not a cluster column chart. So as a user, I can rate all the results that I get from the Q&A visual. In this case, I will rate it. I will provide a negative feedback. Also, users can add some explanation to their rating by clicking here and choose the most fitted option or simply type it. After this, I'll just add to the sentence sales profit by quarter year as a line chart. That was what I was looking for. So here is a line chart. Okay. Let me open a new Q&A visual and go to the Q&A setup menu, review questions tab, and as you can see, the data is updated and that all the activity that the users in the Power BI service had on the last 28 days is totally mirrored here. You have the information regarding the question name, when they were asked, the result rating, the frequency, if user manually requests a fix, or if a fix was automatically requested. So down here you can see the information regarding the negative feedback that I just gave to the question sales profit by quarter year. In this case, you have a positive reply and a negative. That's why you have a mixed result rating. So this is quite important because it is important to identify and to investigate the reasons behind these ratings that users are giving in order to improve our reports. Also, regarding the fixed that appear, this one, for instance, regarding the pickles on 2016 date, you remember that I went here to the managed terms and we raised the synonym that we had added. So now it is appearing again to be fixed. Here you can also have the same logic that you had on the field synonyms tab. You can also define the terms that Q&A didn't understand by typing the definition. You click on the pencil icon, and this new page will pop up, and you can enter here the synonym that you want to be related to pickles. Okay, so I will put sales profits. Okay, And you can see the preview of your result here, and also that double red underline on pickles is now replaced by a solid blue one, and you can just click save. Finally, back to the review questions tab, and regarding the questions frequency indicator. If the frequency is high, you might want to consider having this information by default in your report, or on the other hand, you can just add it to the pre-suggested questions. For example, add the question, show me the pickles on 2016 date. Okay. And you can click add this question, and you can click save, and you can close it. And if you go here to your visual, the Q&A visual, you see the previous suggested questions that were added automatically by the Q&A feature disappeared, and now the ones that you created will be now available to the users. Pretty neat, right? Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more videos as we explore Power BI together.